Hi, I'm off on a little quest this morning, but I just stepped onto the BTS rail platform, and they're playing this like crazy festive music. It's Songkran, big holiday here in Thailand. I hope I don't get a copyright hit on that. So this morning I'm off to a really interesting neighborhood called Songwat. Songwat is now a cluster of artists. It was at one time a very commercial area near the riverfront with warehouses and shops and that kind of thing. And it's similar to, say, Soho in Manhattan, where a once highly commercial area transformed into a more artistic kind of place. And I'm going there to the Hugs Cafe for brunch, to meet up with a bunch of people that I'm really interested in connecting with. I had to lend this tuk-tuk driver my other phone so he could follow Google Maps to get where we're going. It doesn't inspire confidence, does it? So the neighborhood is kind of a cool, artsy neighborhood. I wouldn't mind living here, but it doesn't have all of the requirements I need for where I want to live. So as much as I would like to live in such a neighborhood, I'm not going to here. It's just too far from public transportation, and there's not a whole lot of Western food markets that I need for my dietary restrictions. But it is a fun place to visit, this Songwat neighborhood. This is the cafe that I'm going to, a very colorful place. And I hope to meet up with a bunch of people. I made a video about 2 videos ago about my friend Dave, who is a very successful tech entrepreneur, has worked for a lot of the giant tech companies like Meta and others, and he also made a lot of money investing in, he was an early investor in Bitcoin. So, the guy's done well financially. And he's here in Bangkok, 40 years old, trying to decide, what he wants to do to make a meaningful life for himself. And I don't know if he's staying here or not. I hope that he does. I've become kind of good friends with him, and I like hanging out with him. And he invited me to this brunch this morning. So I'm very grateful for that, because there's a lot going on. The storytelling that I'm doing about Bangkok here on YouTube. I also write serious articles on X, which I'll link in the description if you want the details of what I'm about to talk about. There is a lot going on in Thailand in terms of geopolitical change, and I'm interested in observing and watching what develops from that in the coming weeks and months. And what I learned is that Meta, Facebook, has high-paid data analysts working with the FBI and the Royal Thai Police War Room, and they're interdicting with all the scam setters in Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos, and that, doing a lot of law enforcement type of stuff. So you have this gigantic private company, Meta, that's bigger than most governments, actively, working shoulder to shoulder with the FBI to do all this law enforcement stuff. And I think a lot of second order effects are going to come out of that. So, I am happy and grateful that Dave is allowing me to hang out with his group of friends who might give me insights into the kind of stories that I'm looking for that arise out of these things. Now, I'm not going to be filming with them in the cafe, because this is more of a social thing. I'm not a reporter. I'm, a YouTube storyteller, and it's more important for me to make friends with these people than it is to do reports. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to go in and have a brunch. Well, that was one of the more interesting social events that I've been to in a very long time. I was with 6 other guys, and they were artists, tech developers, writers, photographers, all Farangs, all foreigners who have been here a long time in Thailand. And it's just the kind of people I want to connect with to continue, telling stories about what I see happening here and what I think is one of the most exciting cities in the world to be in right now. and that's Bangkok. There's a confluence of cultural, financial, and political and technical influences coming together at a time where the whole world is in a state of change, so it seems. And it's a really exciting place to be. I'm going to continue writing stories on X and making videos. Two separate perspectives. The X stuff is a little more serious and detailed, and here on YouTube I want it to be more about, you know, entertainment and storytelling. But yeah, you know, there's a little icon of Songwhat, the what do they call them? I don't know. I forget the name of them. The Transformers. That's what they were. So I think I'll close the video out here in the shadow of the Songwhat Transformer, and yeah, see you soon.